Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pateye Namaha. Ayodhya Kand, chapter number 100, Kingcraft. We have already seen that Bharata and Shatrughna, Sumantra and Guha have reached the ashrama of Lord Rama. Rama has already clasped Bharata and Shatrughna to his heart. Looking at them, he too is incredibly moved, and looking at the loving reunion of the four brothers, even the rough forest dwellers were moved to tears. Now, in this chapter, Rama gives Bharata the instructions as regards to the duties of a king and polity under an ideal monarchy. And he gives these instructions under the pretext of inquiring about the welfare of his father and others. The moment he saw Bharata, Rama inferred that his brother had assumed the functions of royalty, and he instructed him in the science of government under the guise of making kindly enquiries. For he would have no chance to teach him his duty when he should come to know that Dasharatha was dead and that Bharata had renounced the throne, electing to live the life of a recluse. Verse 1. Jatilam chiravasanam pranjalim patitam bhuvi tadarsha ramo durdarsham yugante bhaskaram yatha. Rama beheld Bharata with matted locks and robes of bark, fallen down on the ground with folded hands, like the sun at the time of dissolution of the world. It was really difficult to look at him. Now, Rama is saying to himself in wonder, "Our father used to exclaim at the sight of fragrant wreaths and flowers, 'These would look well on the hair of my darling Bharata.' And that Bharata comes to me now with matted locks. If fine robes or garments were brought to him, he would at once exclaim, 'It would look well if Bharata wore these.' And now that Bharata is clad in deerskin and strips of bark. It is almost impossible for my father to make Bharata accept any present from him, and that Bharata is now obliged to entreat from others with clasped hands what he wants for himself. No bed of flowers was soft enough for Bharata, but my sire would always seat his darling on his lap. No one there could contain his grief to see Bharata in his miserable plight lie in the dust, shorn of his dazzling luster like the glorious Lord of Light at the end of the day of Brahma." Verse 2. Katham chid abhivijnaya vivarna vadanam krisham bhrataram bharatam Rama parijagraha bahuna. Worn to a shadow, pale and haggard, Rama himself could not make Bharata out. Rama took him by his arm. Verse 3. Agrahya Rama tam murdhani parishvajya cha Raghava anke Bharatam aropya paryaprichat samahita. Rama raised Bharata up, embraced him warmly, smelt the crown of his head, placed him on his lap, and kept back his rebellious grief to console him who came into the world along with him. So Rama is a very affectionate person. This is obvious from how he interacts with his devotees. So he places Bharata on his lap, he embraces him, he kisses his head. So from all this, it's very obvious that Rama shows a lot of affection towards his devotees. Verse 4. Kva nu te abhut pita tat yad aranyam tvam agata nahi tvam jivata tasya vanam agantum arhasi. My darling, said he, how is it I see you here in this dreary forest? Does it not lie upon you to wait upon our sire and render him every service? Where has he gone? He could never miss you for a moment. There is no chance of your coming to these woods if he is alive. Verse 5. Chirasya bata pashyami durad bharatam agatam dushpratikam aranye asmin kim tata vanam agata. Your long journey from the Kekaya country fills me with surprise. How is it I see you emaciated, pale, a ghost of your bright self? My darling, what has brought you here to these frightful forests? Verse 6. Kachid dharayate tata raja yat tvam iha agata Kachinna Deena Sahasa Raja Lokantaram Gata. My dear brother, His Majesty, is he among the living? If so, you have his permission to come to see me here. He cannot live away from you. Then has he fallen a prey to overwhelming grief? It is evident from this verse that although this chapter contains the instructions on how a king is supposed to behave, Rama knew that something had already happened to King Dashratha. Or else there is no use for Rama to ask the question whether Dashratha is still alive or not. And knowing the fact that Dashratha is dead, it is quite likely that Bharata has become the king. Therefore, he asks Bharata if everything is okay with King Dashratha. Verse 7. Kachit saumya nate rajyam brashtam balasya shashvatam kachit shushrusha se tata pitaram satya vikramam. Have powerful foes taken base advantage of your misfortune and youth and wrested the crown from your hands? O gentle brother, O my beloved darling, are you rendering service to our father who is truly valiant? Verse 8. Kachit dasharato raja kushali satya samgara Rajasuya Ashvamedhanam Aharta Dharma Nishchaya. Is it all well with the Emperor Dashratha, the high-born, truthful, righteous, and crowned with hundreds of Ashvamedas and Rajasuya Yajnas? Verse 9. Sakachit Brahmano Vidvan Dharma Nityo Mahadyuti Ikshvakunam Upadhayo Yathavat Tata Pujyate. O dear child, I trust the family preceptor of the Ikshvakus, sage Vashishta, the Brahmana versed in the Vedas, who is learned, ever fixed in virtues and effulgent, is being honored as usual. Verse 10. Sa tata kachich cha kaushalya sumitra cha prajavati sukhini kachid arya cha devi nandati kaikeyi. Kaushalya, my mother, whom endless grief has marked for its own, fare she well. I hope Sumitra has nothing to vex her, who gave to the world these noble heroes Lakshmana and Shatrughna. And Kaikeyi, your mother, who deserves my devotion and love more than they, does her heart rejoice now that her hopes have been amply realized? So far Rama has spoke about King Dashratha, he spoke about the kingdom of Ayodhya, he spoken about the mothers, and now he's going to go on to the Guru. Verse 11. Kachit vinaya sampanna kulaputro bahushruta anasuyur anudrashta satkrita te purohita. Does Maharishi Vashishta, the Guru of our race, continue to receive at your hands the worship and reverence offered to him by the kings of the line of Ikshvaku? A knower of the Supreme Lord is he, and master of all sciences and arts. His wisdom is equalled by his holiness, and the spiritual luster engendered of it. Do you render due respect and veneration to your chaplain who assists Vasishta? An utter stranger to pride and envy, nobly born, a well of wisdom, he is known to be totally selfless. Verse 12. Kachit agneshu te yukto vidhignyo matiman riju hutam cha hoshyamanam cha kale vedayate sada. He is proficient in the mysteries of yagas and yajnas from the Agnihotra to the Ashvamedas. He tends the holy fires ever watchfully. Of mighty intellect, he practices the dharma of this world and the next with equal zeal and sincerity. Does he keep you in mind at stated times of the offerings to the fires past and future? Verse 13. Kachid devan pitrun matra gurun pitra samanapi vridhanscha tata vaidyanscha brahmananscha abhimanyase. Do you gratify the gods by sacrifices, your parents by cheerful obedience and affectionate service, your gurus by reverence, meet and faithful devotion, your kinsmen by loading them with favors, your elders in age, wisdom, and holiness by humble salutation, and the brahmanas and literati by liberal gifts? Verse 14. Ishu astra vara sampannam artha shastra visharadam sudhanvanam upadhyayam kachit tvam tata manyase. Do you honor as he deserves Sudhanva, our master in the science of war and government? So far Bharata has received instructions on how he is supposed to treat his parents and his guru. Now Rama goes on to describe the science of kingcraft. That is, he talks about the ministers and the different forms of government and things like that. Verse 15. Kachid atma samah shura shrutavanto jita indriya kulinah cha ingitagnya cha kritakte tata mantrina. Are your counselors intelligent, nobly born, well versed in statecraft, adepts at reading the hearts of others, and faithful even as yourself? Verse 16. Mantro Vijaya Moolam hi Ragnyam Bhavati Raghava Susamvrito Mantra Dharer Amatya Shastra Kovidhai. Councils of state, matured by the deliberations of expert politicians and religiously guarded, conduce to the success of the king's projects. So, the king or the head of state has to surround himself by ministers who know political science, that is, Manusmriti, and can hide their thoughts within themselves. So they shouldn't blurt things out according to whatever provokes them, but they should hide things properly and reveal things when they have to be revealed. And they should be excellent in interpreting the internal sentiments by external gesture. In modern day science, we call it reading micro expressions. They are called physiognomists. And even in Valmiki Ramayana, we have multiple people who are excellent at reading micro expressions. And one prime example is that of Hanuman. And we will go through Hanuman's various capabilities when we reach Kishkinda Kand. But for now, let us focus on what Rama is saying about the perfect government. The next key point that Rama makes is about sleeplessness. Verse 17. Kachin nidra vasham na eshi kachit kale vibhudyase Kachinna apara ratrishu chinta yasya artha naipunam. Do you carefully regulate your hours of work and sleep? Are your waking thoughts in the mornings devoted to the improvement of the resources of your kingdom? So in Bhagavad Gita, it is very clearly mentioned that Arjuna is known as Gudakesha. Gudaka means sleep, and one who conquers sleep is called Gudakesha. Gudaka also means darkness or Maya, and Isha means master. So you remain in Gudaka but not Gudakesha. So if you want to become Gudakesha, master of this ignorance, then you have to surrender to Krishna and you will get it. This is a direct quote from Vani Quotes. And it is very clearly mentioned that one should be a master of sleep. Here Rama uses the term Nidra Vasham. One should not be a prey to Nidra or sleep or ignorance. And you should use the waking hours to think about how to benefit the entire mankind, because the responsibility of the king is to make sure that the citizens or his subjects are perfectly devoted to the Lord. And Rama does not say that everyone should be devoted to me. He gives them that choice. And incidentally, all the Ayodhya Vasis choose to surrender to Lord Rama. But Rama says everyone should think about the supreme goal, and it is the responsibility of the king to make sure that he takes care of his subjects. So far we've discussed two major points about perfect kingdom. The first is the intelligence of the counselors, the nobility of the counselors. And the second is that the king himself should regulate his hours of work and sleep.